Hi, I'm Kevin Tame, and welcome to the Hacktivist. Today I am playing the SOCR 5 Round 1 versus YankeeFlatline. SOCR stands for StimHack Online Cache Refresh Tournament that Fighting Walloon puts on. This is a really great tournament, and this is the first round. I was a little bummed that I was matched up with one of the top cache refresh players, so I knew I was going to be expecting some difficult matches. So let's jump right in and see how these go. So I'm playing Ayla, and he's playing Azmari EdTech. So my plan here is I like seeing Laguna on NVRAM. I don't like installing events on my NVRAM. I like putting resources and programs. This is a good starting hand. He's probably going to name resource, but that's okay. I'm just going to pay the cost, and I want to get this economy set up with liberated accounts and daily cast. So yeah, he's going to name resource, and I'm just going to play to it. I find against these EdTech decks, you can play around what they're calling, but sometimes it's just good just to play your game. So here I know I want to install some resources. So I'm getting set up so I can do Laguna next turn and install 3 resources next turn. So this is interesting. I decide I'm going to contest this and use my Kongamato, which makes me a little poor. And now he's able to jam here this turn. I can stim hack into that, I think, but I opt not to, just to kind of set up my board a little bit more. So yeah, the way my deck is working is that I'm trying to deep data mine spam him using, like Maven as my breaker and getting a lot of MU. It looks like what Yankee's trying to do is just kind of jam really fast, which is a good strategy on his part. And I'm thinking here about what I want to do next. I want to get this. I want to get off a a deep data mining, and so I'm just going into like check, and that one cost me a little bit more than I would have liked, checking that turnpike, but. So I feel pretty good about installing the Gordian here. Battering ram is actually not ideal in this situation. I don't have Inti in this deck. I maybe should put Inti back, maybe have an Inti and a battering ram. Battering ram is pretty good for the most part. This authenticator is kind of annoying. So I let the tag fire so I can bypass. I see a punitive counterstrike, and I'm pretty broke now. It's a little bummer that I didn't see an agenda on there. And he goes ahead and C-sources me, which is a great play for him, especially if he has like threat level alpha, self-growth program, any of those type of things. They're really annoying. So let's put it back to my hand. I lose my Deg Deer. That was, I think, the big tempo play of this game. The installing the battering ram was actually a huge tempo hit. Now this, I think, opens up a good scoring window for him to be able to jam out some remotes. It looks like he maybe can't find an agenda, so I may be in an okay place since he hasn't been able to see an agenda yet. But he has a serious economic advantage over me. And I'm just trying to, get my board set up here so I can do another deep data mining. And he goes with a kitty, so he must have Data Raven on server 1. Yeah, losing my battering ram is actually a real pain here because that's my only way to deal with this wraparound. And so I can't really get back in and do deep data mining a few more times. So what I'm hoping here is that I can maybe possibly use Maven if I can get it enough programs installed where I can get it up to high enough strength. But unfortunately, I just don't have the economy to keep this up. And he's building a big server here that he's going to be able to res. For me, I'm just trying to draw into any economy cards like my liberated accounts or anything like that. And then I'm just going to plan on levying to bring this stuff back through when I can. So here is a tough play because if this is a GFI, I have to go for this. So I'm going to have to stim hack into this. And I'm just thinking here through like how I want to be able to attack this. Because if it is GFI, like he wins the game. So that's pretty expensive for me, and I don't have a barrier breaker. So I have to spend the expensive cost of, breaking that of 6 credits. This breaks Data Raven pretty easily. Here's an authenticator. So with authenticator, I'm able to just break 2. I can break both of them, and then I use the what is that? The snake thing, the Kongamato to break. He does punitive me, which is a really good punitive actually. That really hurts me because I did lose some pieces of that I really wanted to hold on to. But now he sacrificed a QPM for this. So now my play here is just to like build up, get my liberateds down and score them. That was a little bit of a bummer for him to contest that one. And so now I'm just checking HQ to see if like he has anything else in here that that maybe I could potentially steal. This is most likely an NGO, but I have to go check it, I think. Well, this is the debate. Yeah, like, so I decide I'm going to go check it because I just have to. And I'd missed the cyberdelia. It's not automated, so I'm not used to it. So that gives him, that's an NGO. I mean, the problem is I have to contest it no matter what, even though I'm pretty sure it's going to be an NGO. And then this one, I have to contest it again as well, which is pretty annoying. But I go ahead and I just let it go through. And it's another NGO. So I really couldn't contest that one that turn. And this one is most likely an agenda. So I'm debating here like how I'm gonna break all of this. I can't steal it, so I just let him have it. He scores it and wins. I don't think there was any way I could really get in to that server again. And, losing my battering ram is what really like was the biggest tempo hit of the game. Using that self-growth program or whatever that is called, where he puts 2 things back to my hand. Because what ended up happening is, and the thing about here is, I never really had a moment to levy because he kept putting stuff into this server. And since I didn't have a moment to levy, that made it difficult to, to like, re-get my battering ram. So, cause like if I was able to get that reset back up, I think I would have been able to spam him with deep data mining a little bit more. But that was a real actual pain going down that far on credits. I think Inti might be a better include here to deal with things like wraparound, and then have battering ram as a backup. I'm not exactly sure. Inti, the only problem with Inti I have is then I have to have dedicated processor to deal with like the really big barriers, or maybe I just use Maven for that. But anyways, really great match. Really played by YankeeFlatline. I went into that server I think 3 times, and yeah, it was expensive. So well played by him. Let's jump into this next match then. So I am playing EdTech as well. My strategy is more along the lines of I don't have a punitive plan. It's just make a ton of money, build a server, and score out of it. And really, I'm just trying to score my 5-3s, and use like MCA austerity to kind of like tax the runner clicks and also score from hand the big agendas. So the reason I install wraparound there is just because what I'm trying to do is I want to tax out his credits on Yusuf. I don't want him to be able to build up with those. So I'm going to go ahead and jam a GFI here. The Jua will be nice because he might not be able to bring in a Gordian blade or something like that to deal with the toll booth. And I'm giving him a lot of bad pub, or with this archivist, but that's okay. So he's on a Friday chip plan. So what he's trying to do here is he's trying to imp stuff and build up all these counters and keep reusing imp, which is a good strategy. And he picks off those agendas, which is kind of a pain. I'm not too stoked about that one. But what I'm trying to do here is hopefully he doesn't win off of R&D here, and I'm able to jam this Beal next turn. So he can get through. Actually, he can't if I have Jua, it can bounce back the Gordian blade, so he won't be able, and then he won't be able to install. And so I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to tax him out a little bit more. So this is a great tax. It brings him down low on credits. It's going to cost him a lot to get through. He won't be able to make another run into R&D. So if I don't lose here, then I think I can jam next turn pretty safely. Yeah, so then now that I see the calibration testing, it's even better because then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait and then fast advance next turn. So I don't even need to really risk it. And this is great here. He probably should have broken this instead of firing the trace, because now I can put Yusuf back and then he can't get into HQ. And that loses a lot of counters for him. So yeah, the play probably for him was to break that with Gordian. It was probably better than losing his Yusuf. Oh yeah, and he recognizes that there. And that's the game. So for that one, I got pretty lucky just seeing agendas early enough, and I was able to just keep the pressure up. He wasn't able to, really get enough economy going. And he had to keep the pressure running as well because I was, just jamming things in there. Really well played by Yankee on this match, on both matches. And I think Corp is pretty strong in cash refresh right now. They're able to, make these ridiculous servers and make a lot of money. This EdTech deck is pretty good, I think. Well, just in making money. I don't know about like the actual build I have is good, but in general, the deck is good with, making just a lot of money and able to res like this expensive ice. Anyways, thanks for watching this match. And if you have any questions or comments or interested in joining the Cash Refresh kind of group, you can find us on Slack. There's the Cash Refresh tournament is pretty active. Well, anyways, thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.